Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley and today I'm going to be filming another 24-hour reading vlog. I've done this once before over Christmas break and now it is Easter break and I got an extra day off of work. So I thought it was a perfect time to film another 24-hour reading vlog. It was kind of a struggle last time. Like, I enjoyed it, but I kind of struggled. So we'll see how this goes. I'm doing a little bit of a different strategy. Last time I started in the morning. This time I'm starting at 8 p.m. I'm gonna go till tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Here's what I'm thinking of what I'm going to be reading in the next day. So one thing I want to read is Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. It's a pretty quick contemporary book, so I think that would be perfect for like a 24-hour readathon. Should be like a quick and easy read. I'm sure you guys know this is a prequel to The Hate You Give, and it is about Star's dad when he was growing up, and I'll let you know more about it later. Then I also want to get into my Death Note collection, so a little bit of manga in this vlog. If you guys don't know, this is based off the anime of Death Note. Basically, there is this notebook that whoever's name you write in it, they will die, and that's sort of what this has to do with. Again, this should be pretty easy to get through because it's a manga. So I don't know if I'll read the whole thing, but I want to get through at least a few volumes. Oh my gosh, let me just grab the other book here. The other thing I want to read is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. So this is a Throne of Glass book. I think it is the 5th book, and I only got to like a third of the way through when I was reading it before, so I would love to either finish it or make a huge dent in it as well. So that's what I'm thinking for this 24-hour readathon. Maybe my plans will change as I go, but this is what I would like to focus on. Please keep watching to see what I think, and yeah, let's get into it. So I reached about a third of the way through the book. Something really upsetting just happened. So not really the best time to update, I guess, but oh well. So to summarize this book so far, we are following Maverick. He's 17 years old, so still in high school. He's kind of wrapped up in like the drug dealing gang situation. He's not too wrapped up in it, but like he was involved a little bit, and then he finds out that this girl that he hooked up with, she has a 3-year-old baby, and finds out that that is actually his son. They do a DNA test and it's his son, and she basically just leaves the son with him. So he is now a 17-year-old having to take care of this kid, and luckily his mom is very supportive and everything, but she's also making him take responsibility for it. At first I felt like it was going to be a little bit boring just because this is a prequel to The Hate You Give, and it's like I kind of know what's gonna happen, you know what I mean? But as it's been going on, I am really liking it. I don't think it's boring anymore. I also was feeling like maybe this book would, I don't know, somehow like glorify teenage pregnancy and like having a baby as a teenager, like maybe show how like you are able to do it and stuff, but I actually feel like it's doing a good job of showing how hard it is to have a baby as a teenager. So I'm happy about that, because if teens are reading this, like they should know it's a lot of work. Like, this baby really is not letting Maverick have a life anymore. He's barely sleeping. The baby is like puking and pooing on him. It's actually very gross. So yeah, that's been interesting, and I like seeing Maverick bonding with the baby, who they originally were calling King, but now he's renaming him Seven, which is who we know him to be as Seven. Speaking of King, he obviously is one of the villain type characters in The Hate You Give, and we're seeing when King and Maverick were still friends. So that's kind of interesting, but obviously because we know about King, like you just automatically hate him, and I assume we'll like hate him more and more as the book goes on, as he gets more wrapped up in like the drug dealing gang stuff, and as Maverick like gets out of it. I think it'll be interesting to see more and more of that fallout of that friendship. Another relationship it's been interesting to see is Maverick and Lisa. I forgot that that's what Star's mom's name is, but that is who she is. They seem like they're very cute, although they right now are broken up because she is upset about him having a baby with another woman. But it will be nice to see however they get back together, because obviously we know that they do get back together. Hopefully we get to see that in this book, because I know that they're a cute couple. And then, yeah, it's just the sad thing that I said happened. I saw it coming because I don't want to spoil too much or anything in this vlog, but like there's a character in here that I did not recall being in The Hate U Give, and there's a reason for that, obviously. So that just happened, and that's gonna be really upsetting, the fallout of that. Yeah, I guess the only other things, it's been interesting to see Carlos, which is Lisa's brother, who was Star's uncle in this. It's interesting to see the store where Maverick starts working, which we know becomes his store. So yeah, it has been an interesting read so far. I'm enjoying it, and I think I will get through it very quickly. Alright guys, it is 11:30, so we are a few hours into this readathon. I'm 2/3 of the way through Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas, our queen. And things are getting exciting. Like the drama is ramping up now. I kind of forgot how close together Star was born after 7. I'm of course speaking to people who have read The Hate U Give. I assume most people have. So like frickin' Maverick goes over to Lisa's place and they have unprotected sex. Our boy here literally just had a child. He just had a child that he has to be taken care of now, and it's been like torture for him, and then he has unprotected sex with another girl, and we all know what's gonna happen with that. Of course, she's pregnant now with Star, as we know from The Hate U Give. It's honestly crazy. Like, he's 17 years old, gonna be a father of 2. Absolute madness. So he's dealing with that. He's stressed out. He literally cannot afford this. And that's been like the main focus. And so I was feeling like, oh, I thought there would be more of a focus on the drug dealing aspect. But instead it's so much about like the kids. But I think he's finally gonna get back into drug dealing because he cannot afford to support multiple kids, because of course Lisa's from more of a well-off family. I don't think she's that well off, but she's like better off than like Maverick's family and like neighborhood. So of course there's like judgment from her family, and like he just really wants to be able to support her, and she isn't willing to be with him if he can't support her and her baby, their baby. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm really enjoying this. As you can see, I'm going through it pretty quick tonight. I'll probably just finish it tonight, and then we'll have one book done, because this is pretty interesting. It's pretty entertaining. And now that we're getting back into the drug stuff, it should definitely get even more exciting again. So that's the update. If you guys haven't read this yet, you've read the Hate U Give and everything, I definitely would recommend it so far. It's pretty interesting. Poor Maverick, like this guy. I finished the book and now I'm headed to bed, but the first 5 hours of the 24-hour readathon were successful. I finished a whole book, and I will talk to you guys more in the morning. Good night. Hey guys, happy Easter. So I've been reading Death Note, as you guys saw. I've read 6 chapters so far out of 108. If you guys don't know, this is about a Death Note, which are owned by Shinigamis, which are like death gods. And this one Shinigami is really bored, so he drops his Death Note into the human world. This 17-year-old kid picks it up, his name is Light, and he basically starts using it to kill criminals, because whenever you write a name of someone in the book, they will die. And so he ends up kind of going crazy using this Death Note to kill a whole bunch of criminals. And then there is this detective named L who is trying to stop him, and it's kind of like a big like rivalry between them. I love the anime so much, so I really was interested in reading the manga, but so far I'm finding that they're very, very similar. Like, because I'm so familiar with the story, like, it is enjoyable, but at the same time not really sure if I'll really want to keep binging this when like I already know the story. So I might only read a couple more chapters and then move on to a different book. I just don't think this is like the best book to binge when I already know the story. But if you guys don't know the story, then I would definitely recommend this because it's so great. There's a lot of plot twists. Yeah, it's really entertaining. But yeah, I might move on to my Sarah J Maas book soon. So I finally reached halfway through Empire of Storms. As you guys know, I didn't just start this. I was already a couple hundred pages in. I don't know if it's the book or just me being tired, but I'm finding it hard to stay awake reading this. I think it's just because I'm so tired. But I will say Aelin/Selena, people always complain about her being annoying. And I never really found her that annoying until I guess this book. I really am just like, oh, she's annoying me. I'm not really liking her as a main character anymore. I think one of the reasons is that like we have so many different points of view that we aren't seeing from Aelin's a lot, so it's hard to really like understand her, if you know what I mean. Also Rowan, when he was initially introduced, I liked him as a character, I liked him as a love interest, and he's just so boring. Him and Aelin have just become such a typical boring couple. Like he just always is super, I guess, overprotective and like just that basic like protector guy. Doesn't really have much of a personality, and that's definitely really disappointing for this series. Also no Manon chapters in a while, which plot twist, I always used to hate the Manon chapters and now I'm like, where are they? Now I want them. Yeah, Dorian is basically like a nothing character right now and he's my favorite, so that's definitely disappointing seeing that turn for his character. I was enjoying the first part of this book, but this middle part right now I'm not really liking. Yeah, I'm just like, what is the point of these books? I'm not really enjoying it very much. So Lysandra just almost got really hurt and she's one of my favorites and I was really scared for a second there that she was gonna die. So anyways, not feeling the greatest about this book, which is disappointing because I liked the beginning of it, and now the fact that it's just getting to be boring again is really upsetting. So I don't know if I'll go back to Death Note again or if I'll just keep trying to make my way through this. It'd be really nice to just get a whole bunch of progress made on this. We'll see. So I'm out here on my balcony reading. I just read chapter 38. I thought this was a YA book, y'all. But there was just a sex scene and I feel like it went too far for a YA. I don't know, like I'm an adult now, so obviously like whatever, I can read this stuff. But like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about the little teens that are gonna read this or have read it. I don't know, I just feel like it went too far for like a sex scene for a YA book. But if you guys are watching this and have read it, let me know. Maybe I'm just like too old now that like I forget what like the kids can read, but I feel like it was a little bit too detailed in my opinion. Has it been 24 hours already? I don't know. But here we are at the end of the 24-hour readathon. So let's just wrap it up. I think obviously the most success I had during this 24 hours was reading Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. I really loved this book. I give it 5 stars. I had a really good time reading about Maverick and just seeing the origin story for him and all of the drama he had in his teenage years. I highly recommend this one. Then I read 2 volumes of my Death Note series, so got some progress in that, but I also realized that this is not the book for me to like binge. So I'm glad that I at least got through like 2 volumes of it. Yeah, I couldn't really bring myself to read much more of it, but I do look forward to reading it like slowly, maybe throughout the rest of the month or next 2 months or something. Again, highly recommend Death Note, the anime or the manga. Just really love the story. Then how far did I get into this one? I did get over 400 pages, so I think I definitely read at least over 100 pages of this, maybe 200. I did start to enjoy it a little bit more. I know I was complaining about it. I feel like it takes you a while to like get into these books. But Manon did show up, so that's something I am interested in reading more about as I go forward. I'm still just not loving Selena and Rowan, and they're like how they like to bite each other. Like, why do they like to bite each other? Like, why is that like a sexual thing? I don't know. I've never really seen that before. And I would get if they were vampires, but like for fairies to like to bite each other, very weird. But yeah, this book, it's okay. It's just okay. So that's all I read for this little 24-hour readathon. Hope you guys liked it somewhat. Please subscribe and leave a comment or a like. I would love that. Other than that, hope you guys had a good Easter, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.